Welcome back, and today is Monday, and we are on the 21st of November. Time check right now is 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. Singapore Asia Time. I'm really excited to be back here today with you guys. And you know what? There's quite a number of important news of the day. But the first one, I want to give everyone kind of a breather, which I posted out on my Facebook page. And this kind of affect especially those who are in Singapore, of which there was an official announcement from the regulator. I think this is pretty interesting, and that's the reason why I want to kind of flip over right here to take a look at this particular piece that I just posted up, right? So here we go. And the article goes out like this. Check this out. Singapore defends itself against Binance and against Binance stance post FTX Fallout. All right, so this is the particular article on Bloomberg, and it's like I think the the regulator is really bombarded with so many questions from the public. What I last know about is over 50,000 Singaporeans got affected by the crash of FTX. That's the reason why they have to come out and take a particular stance on why there's a different treatment between FTX versus Binance, and why so many Singaporeans open up account with FTX.com. All right, so I want to kind of also give you a place to follow with me on Twitter. And this is our Twitter account. You can search for my name, alias at Clemen Chiang. All right. So same tweet here, but I got an entire article shown on this particular tweet. So let me read out to you the key points. And this is the important part. All right. So we are reading out the MAS, Monetary Authority of Singapore, which is the official regulator of the country, defended its stance on Binance.com and collapsed crypto exchange FTX following criticisms about the differing treatment of the two firms, since the regulator had previously alerted the public to Binance.com. Now, this again is the part where sometimes the journalists, they are not deep in the know, and as such, they couldn't. Perhaps they have asked the question, but the question was not addressed. And this is the really, really strange part when they mentioned about Binance.com. Because the backdrop for Binance.sg, they were previously invested by one of the Temasek link companies known as Vertex. Vertex took an investment in Binance.sg, ring-fenced the Singapore entity, and making sure that all deposits into Binance.sg is domiciled in the country. That was the approach of their investment by Vertex into Binance.sg. And Vertex is kind of funded by Temasek, which is Singapore's sovereign wealth fund. So that was the backdrop. All right, so this backdrop is missing in this piece of article. I'm not too sure why is that so. So, for those of us in the crypto space, we know that, okay, back then, it was China wall for Binance in Singapore. No movement of money in and out of Singapore, but it's all domiciled within the country. And there was kind of a really big picked up on Binance.sg. People were just moving cryptos into the platform. But then they came out with this very strange thing about the focus on Binance.com. So I'm not too sure why is this confusing everybody. You are facing a string of criticism, but the more you explain, the more confusing the way I read this article. It is always about Binance.sg, which is, which was invested by Vertex, a fund that's supported by Temasek, and then there was China Wall, and all assets are confined within Singapore, right? So this is the first paragraph, and then you go on to the second paragraph. The clear difference between the two was that Binance.com was actively soliciting. Now, I don't know why they skipped about Binance.sg. Again, it's very confusing. The more I read, is like we are not talking about Binance.com. We're talking about Binance.sg, right? Which was supported by Vertex. We were looking for all the signs from the big players in Singapore that's taking the role of a lead investor. So again, not too sure why they are talking about Binance.com was actively soliciting users in the city-state to the extent of offering listing in Singapore dollars, among other incentives. So this part, again, is very confusing because if you already have a Binance.sg in Singapore, all IP addresses, you can just dictate to Binance.com, hey, anyone that visits Binance.com, you point it back to Binance.sg, and then Binance.sg, you can solicit Singapore investors to put money with the platform. Now, this is because we got the know-how, right? IP redirection based on IP addresses. This is very common in the IT space. And of course, becoming very technical, the common man will not understand this part, all right? And he said, while FTX was not about listing in Singapore dollars, now FTX was not because, first of all, it is also not regulated in Singapore. And how do you tell FTX to do something like that? Confusion. I think it raised more questions than anything. And then in response, oops, I think I clicked the wrong part. And then in response to questions and misconceptions, so let me read on this part, that it was possible to protect local users who dealt with FTX, such as by ring-fencing their assets or ensuring that FTX backed its assets with reserves. And this is the part really confusing. The MAS reiterated FTX isn't licensed in the country. So you have one guy, Binance.sg, kind of getting investment from the Temasek Link company Vertex. Whether it's licensed or not licensed, I'm totally confused about language right now. And then you invest in an FTX and you're telling me that FTX got a different treatment. Why not FTX.sg? First question, why not FTX.sg? Why you have Binance.sg and there's no FTX.sg? So this, again, is another pertinent question that was not addressed, all right? Then you go on to the next part. The most important lesson from the FTX debacle is that dealing in any cryptocurrency on any platform is hazardous. Now, this one we know, open eyes, everybody know, for every risk, there's equal reward. For every reward, there's equal risk. Everybody's open-eyed about this. What we are confused about is the treatment, is the difference in treatment on FTX versus Binance. Why there's a Binance.sg, why not there's no FTX.sg? This is the part that's not addressed. We already know about the risk, right? Just as in, for those Singaporeans who invested into HiFlux, went bankrupt, the CEO and the board of directors right now got sued. And in fact, the Attorney General sued them. Possibly there's a sentencing that involves many years in prison, right? Those are open-eyed. And who was selling those products of HiFlux to Singaporeans? The local bank, DBS Bank, right? So everybody will understand this. But, right now we are dealing with differences in treatment, and we wanted to have more clarity. There's no protection for customers who deal in cryptocurrencies. We know that, but you did impose protection. But you did impose protection, right? That was the purpose of having licensing in the regime. They can lose all their money. Okay, so this part I'm not too sure what is the meaning of it. And he also revealed that the country's white-collar police started investigation into Binance.com. Why not into Binance.sg? Okay, this part, I'm lost already. I know clearly there's a difference between .com and .sg, but again, this is not spelled out in the article. For possible contravention in Payment Services Act, referring to its rule under which allows licensed payment and digital token service providers to operate, it said that it had gotten several complaints about Binance.com between January and August last year. Between January and August last year, so in December, Binance pulled out of Singapore, but in January, Even though Binance pulled out of Singapore in January, the regulator came out to warn the public about advertising of cryptos in Singapore. Clearly, the problem didn't stop at Binance.com. Ding! Ding, ding. So to me, Binance is game over in December last year when they announced publicly they are pulling out of Singapore, and they gave an official deadline by 13th of February 2022, all accounts will be closed. Got it? But it didn't address the fact that sometimes in February, March, after Binance closed down, the regulator came out against advertising for cryptos. There are other players aggressively advertising in the country. One good example, crypto.com. So where are we right now? And there's a potential pull down of a crypto.com, exact same behavior like FTX, sponsored stadium, wrap their naming rights around the stadium. Right now, they're asking for proof of reserves of crypto.com. Many people move their coins out already. And this is the part, until today, we have no clarity because crypto.com did receive an official license from Singapore. I'm not too sure which tier of the license they got it. And then there were also announcements in multiple jurisdictions of unlicensed solicitation of customers by the firm during the same period. I'm not too sure what it meant by unlicensed solicitation, because all I know is anyone can visit any website in the World Wide Web and you can go out there. Are you talking about running an ad campaign in Singapore or running a Google search campaign or Facebook ad campaign? I'm not too sure what exactly this means. But right now, clearly there's a contingent effect. All right, it's gotten worse. They are calling for Grayscale to show proof of their reserves. And right now, Grayscale is kind of chickening out. They're asking Coinbase to back their reserves. So there's many, many things going on. My only encouragement and advice to all of you is move all of your coins out of exchange into your private wallets. All right? We have to tide through this period. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin, which is 100% decentralized. I cannot say that for all other coins, from Ethereum to the top 10 coins on CoinMarketCap. All I know is right now, the dust has not settled down yet. The first blow came from US Terra and the Lunar coin. The second blow, one more time, the first blow came from US Terra and Lunar coin, which was centered around a stable coin and a cuckoo coin. Just centered on a single coin, right? And then that really kind of killed the market from Celsius, Three Arrows, everybody domino effect, boom, 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 got killed. The second wave came from FTX, which is a centralized exchange, which I believe the impact is 100 to 1,000 times worse than the collapse of a single coin. And again, between now, last week, to the next 2-3 weeks or next 2-3 months, many, many more players will be exposed. One of them of which, I have a personal acquaintance is Liquid.com, which FTX went in to salvage Liquid.com, and they got hacked, almost collapsed, and then FTX went in to kind of inject capital. And I even paid a visit to Liquid.com office in Japan, 2018, right? So one by one, the names start to pop out, and it's very, very scary. So all I can tell all of you is that please move all of your coins into private wallets, your own private wallets off the exchange. Just do that, tide through this period. And meanwhile, while I'm on this topic, perhaps there's a little bit light at the end of the tunnel for those of you who got caught by FTX. And, CNBC got so serious, they sent one of the TV anchors, flew her down to Bahamas just to interview Sam Bankman-Fried. And here we go. This is the article. And, he's trying to negotiate a bailout. Bailout means the minimum that he must do is to return all the coins owned by the customers or users of exchange, which he took their money and migrated over to Alameda. Now he's trying to solve this problem. This is a little bit light at the end of the tunnel. I don't want to give you all too much hope on this, because let me tell you, he's fighting for his life right now. Last week, I got a YouTube just talking about Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos. She got sentenced 11 years in prison. Now, let me tell you the impact by the way, she got sentenced when she's not even a public company. She's a private company raising money from top-notch investors, bullshit everybody that with a few drops of your blood, she just poke a needle, poke, a few drops of your blood, she can tell all the diseases of your body. Many people believe in the bullshit, put money with her, and then it collapsed. All right? Now, her skill and her impact is restricted to private investors. She got 11 years in prison. FTX affected 1 million consumers, ordinary folks. Minimum, I think, is 10 times more, 100 years in prison. We are looking at for Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, if you are Sam Bankman-Fried, you are facing 100 years in prison with no parole. Do or die, don't ask why. You better go and save your own ass. And that's what he's trying to do right here. All right? He's trying to save his own ass in order to return the coins back to the users. All right? So let me show you the salient point about this particular article. And CNBC was right now in Bahamas interviewing Sam Bankman-Fried. All right? And here we go. This is the line. He told CNBC he's trying to lock down a multi-billion-dollar deal to bail FTX. Bail FTX is to kind of return all the users' money. All right? And he said he was focused on retrieving customers' funds and is still on a quest to secure a deal. Why? Because if he doesn't get this deal done, he's going in for 100 years minimum. 10 times of Elizabeth Holmes. Impact 1 million customers. And we're talking about commoners. We're not even talking about high net worth investors. So he is facing the fight of his life. And that's a little bit glimmer of hope for those of you who got stuck on FTX. And that's the reason why he ended off saying here, I think we should be trying to get as much value to users as possible. And that's because if he didn't do that, he will be facing imprisonment of 100 years. Period. That's it. Okay. So I want to just touch base on this latest news, and I think it's coming out live from CNBC. Really, really good move. This guy may pull it off because of his parents, very, very well connected to the Democratic Party. They are super PAC donors. Right now, one by one, the details start to kind of birth out, and he got two jurisdiction to fight over him, Delaware as well as Bahamas jurisdiction. And I think he got Bahamas in his pocket. He has to fight off the US liquidator, and good luck to him. I hope he pulls it off. He restore confidence to the 1 million users who lost coin in his exchange. At least you return to people what rightfully belong to them, and then you work your way up to rebuild the business. Respect. But if he can't pull this off, sayonara. He's into prison for at least 100 years. So that's the quick update I want to do. And then I want to come to the hot story for today. Before I do that, let me pay some respects and greetings to those who are watching us live right now. Welcome back. My favorite moment. Welcome back. And let's see who's on the air right now. You can drop us a comments on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch as well. And I want to give my greetings to one and all. A big hello to Calvin. Oh no, China, there's more lockdown right now. Wilson, Mingyu, Jeffrey, John, Manfred, Sufat, and Henry, Aries, Karen, Ryan, Eltin, Dizu. Welcome back to all of you. Good to see all of you. Really, really happy. And just say hello to one another. All right, and you guys can greet each other as well. This is our really private community here at Spiking, and it's open to the world. I'm really, really excited about this. So thank you very much for participating. You know, there's kind of a lot of plans for Spiking that I'll be rolling out. Really excited. Need the support of all of you to get our word out about the whole concept of insider trading, whole concept about getting in before the price spikes and all that. So go and refer and share with your friends about our videos. Any topic that is really relevant to you, go out there and share. And so that we got more people watching on how we connect the dots. Now I'm going to go to the most important article of the day, and this is the challenge I gave all of you. Every time when I go live stream, you should have already found the most important article of the day, and then we see if there's a match, all right? If there's a match, then you know you're chasing after the key article that will drive key price movement. That's what we do. We want to know what will influence major price movement, and that's the reason why I'm doing this YouTube live stream, all right? So let me present to you the most important article of the day. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Bob Iger's stunning return as Disney CEO throws all of Bob Chapek's major decisions into question. Unofficially or officially, Bob Chapek has been fired. And this comes like exactly 1 week from last week when Jim Cramer said on air live at CNBC at the earnings announcement of Disney. He said that Bob Chapek should be fired. He got to be fired. It's a horrible earnings, and this guy is not doing his job. And 1 week later, there you go. This guy is out of job. Immediate, as on today, Monday. But what is even more, closer to heart for me is the fact that when I'm attending the program at Harvard Business School, Disney has always been a major case study among the professors with the students, and we really grew inside out, going through back to the history of the previous leadership of Disney. And I think this is really an important journey, starting from Michael Eisner all the way to Bob Iger. And then right now, Bob Iger is called back to do his national duty because they have fired Bob Chapek. And it's a big case study, all right? But I'm going to translate to you, rather than go through the academic, review of who, what, where, when, why, and how. What we do as an investor or as a trader is a news like this, how do we connect the dots? I think that's even more important than anything. So I'm going to show you my journey of how I connect the dots, and we're going to take a decision tonight, especially for Disney, all right? So how many of you like to see how we trade Disney tonight? Can you make some noise on the chat? I want to drink some more hot tea. If not enough noise on the chat, then we can just just read the article. Okay, how many of you want to see trading movement on Disney? Wow. Where we go. I'm reading off the comments from all of you from different platforms. I'm seeing different platforms here. Wow. So J-Lo is back from his merrymaking. Very happy for you and Shirley. Yeah, congratulations to your wedding on Saturday. And all right, we're gonna play Mickey Mouse tonight. All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's get into the groove of things. Here we go. Step one, what we need to do is to trace the history of Walt Disney. I use Wikipedia to give me the timestamp. All right, and I think the timestamp is super important. So this is the Walt Disney Company, called the happiest company on planet Earth. We really literally grow up with it. All right, starting from Mickey Mouse. And what I want to see is right here, the most important part of the entire Wikipedia. Don't waste time, read the whole thing. I believe in being very productive in my time. So right here, this is the tenure, all right? So since they have fired Bob Chapek and they brought back Bob Iger, then we start from Bob Iger, all right? So click on Bob Iger right here, and you will know he started working in Disney as the CEO officially on the 1st of October 2005. This is material information. All right. So 2005, 1st of October, there was a succession planning from Eisner retirement in September. And then 1st October, he starts work. Step one. Since we established 1st October, then step two, we go to the chart. And I line up, 2015 it's 2015 1st October, and I want to nail down exactly when is 1st of October, right? 2015. So I use the chart crosshair to nail down exactly 1st of October, which is exactly right there at my crosshair, and I'll draw a horizontal line right over here. Okay? So this is the journey that we're going to track. Now, then we go and track back, when did this joker, Bob Chapek, got fired? Or when did he join the company? All right, Bob Chapek. And 25th of February this year, right? So became CEO of Disney after Iger stepped down on 25th of February. So we go back to the chart. We got 2 days we need to track, 25th of February and the 1st of October. All right, so let's go back to 1st of October first, 25th of February and 1st of October. Let's go back to here. And this is Iger's entry point. And I put a red square box right there. And 25th of February is around, I suppose, okay, let me try to get 25th of February is around there. And I put a box here, so, okay. So we got 2 red boxes there. One is the date of entry of Iger, Bob Iger. And then the second one is Bob Chapek. All right. So I want to trace the performance of Iger since he became the CEO of Disney. So I started from my red box there, and straight away, you can see within the first 3 months, the stock price went up. Then, of course, he hit some headwinds. The stock price kind of this period here went below his entry price of 100. And then it started to go up above and boom. And then we hit the pandemic. And during the pandemic, I think I missed out one important point. Sorry, got to backtrack. When was the date? Am I correct? 2020. All right. 25th of February 2020. Sorry, my bad. All right. 2020, 25th of February. All right. Exactly there. This was the day Bob Chapek was appointed. All right. So let me point out exactly here in the square box. This is messy. I don't like it. Let me redo everything again. All right. So my apologies for that. Let me just show you how I do it again. 1st of October, we nail it first. Step 1, we draw the line. All right. And then I put a red box there. So this red box is very clear. All right. Then 25th of February in this year, no, 2020, I will put it restore back here, and then I draw another. Hold on, I'll repeat. I'll draw another square box here, and then we can rightfully trace the performance of Iger. So here we go. Let me redo this again. It started from here. It went up. Oh, did I make a mistake here? 2005, is it? Hold on a minute. Let me just double check. 2005. Okay, my bad. Your teacher going a bit crazy here. Hang on a minute. Let me do another way, all right? 2005. All right. My bad. My apologies. Let me just do it again. Then we have a better picture. 2005. 2005 will be somewhere around here. Okay. Okay, so you guys know this is live streaming, not scripted. Okay, we're gonna start again. 1st of October 2005, which is around here. Okay, 2005, 1st October, and I draw a horizontal line. Ding. And I remove it. Then I go to 25th of February 2020. 25th of February 2020, which is around there. Okay, so we put it right here and we put it right there. Okay, now this is correct. Okay, so please confirm, Bob Iger, we got it right. 1st of October 2005, and then he stepped down on 25th of February 2020. Bob Chapek came on board. And then right now, when we visually see and inspect his journey as the CEO, did he bring shareholder value? He went all the way up. So at 25 to 125, averagely just take 25 to 125, right? So 125 divided by 25, he delivered 5 times of the stock price, 5x. That is under Bob Iger. So IGR equals to 5x. Okay. Then under Bob Chapek, his journey is a bit different. He started from here. True enough, the stock price went up. But very unfortunately, he focused on the live streaming or the streaming battle to get more and more subscribers. Went up and then fallen from grace. Boom, went down. All right. So the board of directors, they are not patient with him. They don't believe in his story. I think they want to prevent the bleeding. That's the reason why they will draw this long rectangular box. They say enough is enough. That's enough of the bullshit from Bob Chapek. We're going to get rid of him. Bring Iger back to restore the stock price. So if we say at right now trading at $100 per share, how would you restore the price? It must go back to the previous trajectory, which is right there flowing to around 200. So from here, they expect the price of Disney to restore back to 200. Because that is very visually clear. Everything went right under Iger, 5x return, and they need this recovery. So today, officially, we can consider this movement of firing Bob Chapek. Of course, they don't use the word firing. They just say they brought back Bob Iger. That is a signal that Disney has hit the bottom. And that is the worst of it all. But please remember, all right, excuse me, we are still facing a very, very tough economy. It is still extremely volatile. But already this announcement that Bob Iger is back has already sent the stock price spiking up 9.93%. I think just a little bit movement is going to hit 10%. Now, this is huge. And that's the reason why oftentimes many retail investors don't understand. You mean just a news about a new CEO and the company has not changed anything, the macro environment has not changed anything, the stock price could spike up 10%? The answer is yes. The stock market is driven by information. Who got the best information? And it's also driven by very powerful leadership. We are looking at very good CEOs leading the company to lead a kind of transformation that we are looking at, this kind of growth, 5x, 10x return. All right. So I'm really excited about this announcement. I'll look at the price 100 as the starting point of the second wave of Bob Iger's leadership into Disney. And that will be the base price. Every analyst will be thinking about, okay, base price is 100. From this point, can you bring above 100 to 200? That's 100% return, all right? That's 2x. And that is basically 100% pure profit return. So I'm really excited about this. I'm not too sure about you, but the challenge is this. How should you play it? Do you go in to buy stock or to buy option? And that is a much more higher level thinking, which only for those of you who join me at the Don't Stop Believing Trade WhatsApp notification, you get to see exactly how I'm going to play this particular game. There's some more further thinking I need to do in comparing between investing into the stock of Disney versus investing into the options of Disney. I can give you one clue for sure, and the clue is found right here. And that's the reason why the board is really upset with Bob Chapek, because look below at the bottom, he has got rid of dividends. The company is no longer paying out dividends to shareholder. Everybody is really upset with him. And I think that will be one of the signal to restore dividends, to introduce stock buyback. And I'm not too sure whether it is tenable for them to introduce a stock split. That could be a possibility to bring the price down to $50 per share, where more of the Disney fans could take part under the return of Bob Iger's back into the CEO seat. All right, so there are many ways to play this thing out, and under good leadership of Bob Iger, he has literally no enemies on Wall Street. That's what they've been saying about him. Super, super popular. And the entire team within Disney loves his leadership. I'm not too sure why he was told to step down back then. Maybe they felt that, 2005 to 2020, 15 years is enough. They needed someone to continue the next wave. So sometimes board of directors will make silly decisions like this at the most inappropriate times, and especially when a company is not founder-led. I mean, this is a public company. Of course, the Walt Disney family still owns shares of the business, but it's the board of directors that takes the position who they want to appoint as the CEO. All right. Now, with this new movement, there are many activists eyeing at Disney right now. Now, Trine is one of those activists who wanted and demanded a board seat into Disney. Now, those are really, really good signs. The more activists involved, the better it is for the company to head towards the right direction for the stock price. All right. So, really, really excited about this opportunity and happy to share this with you. And for those of you who listen until this point in time and you say, hey, teacher, I really don't understand what the heck you're talking about. I kind of got excited about the way you explain the logic, but maybe I need to learn how to get started in trading in the first place. No problem with that at all. I want to let you know I'll have an upcoming class next week. By the way, you missed this upcoming class means you missed it. All right, you can go to spiking.com/wisdom and take a look what I'm going to teach you for 2 days, how to get started in investing. And especially those of you, maybe you have invested in the past but kind of feel rusty, don't know how to get back to the current market conditions, this is a time of good refresher for you. For those of you got totally no idea but very, very curious about starting, taking a first step into investing, then I can tell you this spiking.com/wisdom is designed for you, right? To get you started in the way how we think about the market, putting on the thinking cap as an investor, as a trader. And for us, we want to live up to our brand that is making 5 to 100% profit return in just one day. All right. I hope you liked today's presentation. We covered FTX, Glimmer of Hope, as well as Disney, a renewed hope. So you have two hope presented on a Monday, and I hope all this will serve you well. Thank you, and God bless you. Goodbye, everybody.